Hey folks, today is May 26th, 3:32 p.m. My name is James, and let's take a look and see what we got from this week. Basically a lot of indecision. Looking at the S&P 500, this almost looks like a descending triangle to me, which would be really bad if the market then tanked through that line. So I kept talking about last week how it would be really nice if we could get some kind of positive catalyst. I still believe that if we do, the market could just easily turn back up. So it's most likely China trade news of some type that's really positive. The market could easily turn its way back up. But the S&P shows a descending triangle. The Dow has this, which is more like, I wouldn't call this a pennant, I'd call it a small symmetrical triangle. Pennant should be much smaller than this. So it's forming a small symmetrical triangle, which is an indecision pattern. NASDAQ is a falling wedge, which is actually a bullish pattern. And then the Russell is the really bad one. But this is the one piece I see in the Russell is that we found support right here. So there's a point here where it stopped, a point there where it touched, and now we're there again. So we've hit support on the Russell. Small bounce on Friday. No, there's like no volume right now, so I wouldn't call that anything really significant. But the Russell looked really bad until it hit this support. So we got to see how it reacts to that support. Friday it bounced, but we need a little bit more information. We need a few more days to see exactly what it's going to do. But you can see the Dow has a indecision pattern, S&P has a bearish pattern, NASDAQ has a bullish pattern, or kind of a reversal pattern with the falling wedge, and the Russell has hit support. A lot of indecision. That's why I say a lot of indecisions. You go across 4 different indexes and you get different messages. I got indecision, bullishness, support, all these different things. Basically, we just need more time. That's what I say. That's what I think. We just need a lot more time to figure out exactly what this market's going to do. Again, there's just so much potential news that could come out, and in a bad way, that I think caution is really the best thing right now. Unless you're already in something and you have a stop in place, just hold it, because in the charts I'm going to show you, if you were able to get into one on previous moves when the market was moving higher, before a lot of this indecision showed up, those are holding up pretty well. So for example, let's go through this. MDB broke out right here. This is the one that I'm in. I'm only in one. And I got in about here, 136.48. And it came down on Thursday and was 3 cents away from my stop, but still didn't touch it. So I'm still in. And it has a bit of a flag pattern. So again, if we can get positive catalyst, we have a bull flag here, for example, and it could easily move up. But if negativity continues, then that flag will just fall apart and the thing will stop out. Shopify, this is the strongest thing in the market. I had it down here as an ascending triangle, and then I pointed out here that if you had been watching it right before earnings, you could have bought it as it broke through that upper line there. Then I redrew this. There's another buy point there if you wanted to get in. So if you're in from here, we got another consolidation, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually the fifth one should be the last one. It's not always the case, but the fifth one could be the last one if it consolidates again. But yeah, it's super strong. There's a clear upper line. There's a clear ascending line there that I don't have it drawn, but it is there. So Shopify looks good. Again, I wouldn't buy it here because of the potential for so much indecision in the market, but because you had an opportunity here, here, and here, you might be in somewhere in there, and your stop would be, most likely there by this point, at least. Just hold. If it reverses and stops you out right here, and you're in from down here, no big deal. Or you're in from down here, no big deal. Now that would include holding over earnings, which I don't recommend if you're in from down here. But if you're not, and you got in when the earnings broke it, or you got in here, you're completely fine. Hold your stop. If everything reverses, let it stop you out. Or if everything looks really bad, you can get out early if you can tell that things are just going to go down. But you're in really good shape is what I'm trying to say as I ramble on. And Shopify looks super strong. Match. So I had the buy point down here, and then we've got this little consolidation here. So again, you would most likely be in here or somewhere in here. Still has not touched that. Even if you're here, it might have come real close. Yeah, probably touched there, but you might have been able to get a little bit more wiggle room than that even. But it is consolidating. Again, there's been so light of volume. I wouldn't put a whole ton of stock into any of these down days right now, except that we're hovering on support, for example, on the Russell or within these indecision patterns. And at some point, it's going to fulfill to the upside. Here's Roku, which I had pointed out from here. That thing's on fire. This thing's really strong too. I'm amazed at how that thing moved up on even some of the worst down days of the past week. It's just really strong. So yeah, my stop would be here. I'm not in it, but if you would have got in, get in right the line. Let it move up on you. Try to get to break even as quick as possible. So your stop should be right there if you got in right there. And just let it go. It should, if the market continues to act right for Roku, it should start to consolidate somewhere up there and not pull back to this point. And then that new consolidation should allow for a second breakout, and then you move your stop after that. HUBS has got a little flag. It's kind of choppy, kind of messy. It still looks like a flag though. So there was this point, this break, and now another little flag as we consolidate on that chart. So this is kind of what I'm pointing out. We've got negative days, we've got indecision on indexes, yet some of the strongest stocks are making patterns like this. These are bullish patterns. These are pauses, or continuation patterns. So that's why I'm kind of lost on what to do in this market. I'm not saying buy anything new because I don't see a catalyst yet to push us higher, but yet I'm seeing bullish moves or bullish consolidations. So wait and see, have some caution. I don't have a lot of new entries. I think there's a couple later. But so here's another one, COUP, where it broke from this, consolidated here, broke out, and now it's just kind of chopping around at a higher price, but it's not selling off. It's not tanking, it's not reversing. There's no real big reversal bars there. It's just consolidation. CRM, this one looks kind of weird. I drew this because I can see that right there. Little consolidation. That could be bearish, though this is an ascending line and this is a descending line forming a little symmetrical triangle, which is in indecision or just kind of indecision area. So overall it's still within this big, which would be an ascending triangle, this bigger pattern. This could break down though. I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. It looks like, because it's moved down into this and it's hovering above the lower line, symmetrical triangle. Again, I guess if there's a catalyst in the overall market and this reacts to it, we could go higher. If not, it's poised to break lower if the overall market goes. Domo's still within that. TW has this now. Last week, I think I was talking about how super choppy this all looked, yet it was still trending higher. Well, now we've got a symmetrical triangle on there. So this could be another buy area. It's not quite as long as I would like, but that's 44.40 or even 44.17, 44.15 kind of area, 44.20 maybe. Funko, I still have it within here. This kind of looks like a nice tighter consolidation within the bigger pattern, which could take it higher. It's risen up into that. Now we're consolidating below the upper line. That could go higher. And this is another one I found. This is a newer one. I don't think I've shown this one until just now. But again, little symmetrical triangle after a nice pop on earnings. So that's right around 70. You can see the 70 there, right around 70, maybe a little lower. AVLR, EHTH, if I can get it out. This is like a healthcare stock, but look at the historical move on this thing. From back here, just wow, that's a big move. And now we're finally getting a bigger consolidation here. Just gone up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, tighter and tighter, tighter. Looks bullish to me. Symmetrical, could go either way, but coming up into it would usually indicate a bull move. So right around 65, maybe a little higher. 65, yeah, right around 65 is probably gonna look good. So if that thing gets volume and actually starts moving, could try that one. Tandem, this isn't the best looking thing. I keep looking at it going, but still it might be a symmetrical triangle forming. I won't even give a buy area on that yet because I think it just needs more time to actually fulfill that pattern. But tandem, I've got TTD back in here because this has a nice little, this would be a pennant. Move up into a pennant. Small enough that I could call that a pennant. But yeah, a tank on earnings, a nice rebound into consolidation, that could be leading higher soon. So that's going to be right around the 200 area. Yeah, right around the 200 area, maybe a little lower. And then Lulu I've added back in because look at this. All of this nice long-term symmetrical triangle forming there. I think that needs more time. I'd like to see it come back and touch this and bounce back off and make its way back up. But yeah, that looks really nice. Lulu's looking pretty good there. So that's it. So you see how there's a lot of potentially bullish patterns on the individual stocks, but yet the indexes are kind of weird. The cool thing that I'm seeing is that the indexes are actually forming discernible patterns that I can draw lines on and I can see them. I think that's interesting. So you got clear trend line here with support that's been holding for a long time. You've got, the NASDAQ now has some clear lines that you can draw. So I think that's good. It might be revealing what might be coming. We are consolidating, basically, that's what it is. It's just a matter of, are we going to go up or down? Because multiple different indexes are giving multiple different signals. So I would just say wait and see, like I said at the beginning. If you're already in something, you have a stop in place, hold your stop. I would not be opening up any new positions here. If you get stopped out, just wait and see. And we'll see what we get this week. I'll see you next time.